Stewie, where are you? You have to make your video entrance like you always do. What is this?
I'm practicing something.
There's not enough light in here. I can't see what's going on. Stewie, what's going on here? Stella. Anyways, we gotta go out to the garage. We gotta go see if the Scion's gonna start. So by now you guys will already have seen this. Still in the middle of working on it. The end of this episode was a nail biter. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. I pulled the fuel ignition fuses because I wanted to pump oil up into the engine. Oh, gotcha! Ah! Got it! Still not guaranteeing that I put this thing together right. Whenever I was cranking it, the car's vibrating. I'm thinking, counterbalancer probably ain't in right.
I don't need your help. Yes, you do, motherfucker.
But I don't know. Maybe when we start it up, it'll calm down. We'll see. If not, that means I'm tearing the oil pan back off. But I didn't use any seal, and I just used the gasket that I got, which I'm kind of conflicted about because I wanted to put RTV on it, but I didn't. Whatever. I don't know. Let's see if this thing actually starts now because I put the fuses back in it. But before we do that, I do want to get my gauges up on this thing because there's no oil pressure gauge in this car, and I want to make sure that I have good oil pressure. Well, I can't get this thing to bring up oil pressure, so whatever, we're just gonna send it. Oh man, that thing is smooth. Ah, sweet baby Jesus. Yes, yes. So while I have this thing running, I'm gonna put it up in the air so I can look underneath it. Make sure we don't have any leaks or anything like that, so let's see what it looks like. I almost guarantee you if we do have a leak, it's not going to be from the fix back here, which that looks beautiful. I still don't know. It feels like it's got a good vibration. Oh. Alright, so hear me out. Fairly certain I put them balancers in wrong. It's not hard to redo. I'm not really upset about it. I gotta drop the oil pan, which I didn't put any RTV on it anyways. Just used the gasket. So we're fine. I'll just clean everything up, put it back in. I am gonna reuse the oil. I know. That's a no-no. I'm gonna try to catch it in the jug that I took it out of. It'll be alright. Well, I'm ready to get oily. I've searched and searched and searched and searched, and I've found one video and one what looks like official drawing of how this goes. So I'm just going to show you if it's the way I found on that video and the drawing. I'm 180 degrees out. Instead of them lining up with the marks, they're supposed to be faced up with the crank with the pin in the crank pin. See, I marked this so I knew where the crank pin was. This is straight up. The engine's not sitting like this, so you can see the plane of the oil pan there. That's straight up. That's top dead center. Those two dots that I lined up with should be facing up with that. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna throw it back together and fire it up and see if it gets rid of that vibration. Since there's like no videos on the internet that I can find, right there, as you can see, that circle is facing up. Now, supposedly there's punch marks on the side of it. I don't see a single mark, but this one is also facing up. So, as you can see, it cranks up. This is where the crank pin's at. I marked it on the pulley, and they're facing up. So, we're gonna put it back together like this, and see if our vibration's gone. And now, we're going to fill this motor up with fresh, full synthetic Valvoline 020. Oh, it's so, look at that. It's still fresh. Brand new. Alright, so I'm not going to run this thing long. I'm going to start it up. I don't want to get the transmission throwing oil out again, because I didn't put the axle in yet. So, fingers crossed. This is right. I don't even know if you can see the vibrations. And it's correct. No, it's definitely, you can't feel any vibrations at all. So, piece of advice, crank pin straight up, which is top dead center. If you find, there's a mark on the harmonic balancer, and then there's a mark on the timing cover. You line it up with 0, put paint marks on them, you can see them a lot better. I had to use the camera on my cell phone because it's like up in behind the harmonic balancer. Line those up, then they go up in facing straight up. Could not find any videos, or I found one video that just showed it, but they didn't explain anything, and I found one picture that was relevant to this. This is good on the 2.5 Camrys and the 2.5 Scions. So that's not really how I wanted to start this video, but it just goes to show you that I make mistakes. I do. It was more of a misinformation because I could not find anything on that. When you look it up, it brings up the old ones, but it's just totally different. So yeah, let's get the axle back in so then we can get it warmed up and run it for a little bit. I do need to clean. I don't know how I got all this dust on there, but you can see I wiped my finger on it. So we're going to clean the end of this off and then get the axle back up in, and then we can let it heat cycle and run and make sure we don't have any leaks before we decide to button everything up. Alright, so now we can let it run, let it heat cycle, see what it's going to do. I'll probably have a little bit of residual oil around the pan gasket, just being that it had oil around it after I took it down out. I wiped it down a little bit, but it still had oil around it. I'm not really too worried about that. Just happy that the motor is running and sounds healthy right now. no clanks and clatters, no vibrations. It sounds good. So, but yeah, that that was not what I planned, but whatever. We got her done, and on to the next. Just fair warning, you get into a job like this, this is what your floor is going to look like when you're done. So, to fix this mess, all you have to do is go, and that's how you do it, huh? It's so clean. I love it. We can do it that fast. I got a whole bunch of LED lighting for this car, so bear with me. I just got these bulbs, and they're supposed to be interior bulbs. They're kind of weird looking. Anyways, these little indicator lights on the side there are normally orange, so I put one in there. Probably not legal. I'm gonna put one in over here. They have this long extension thing right here. They're essentially just a freaking circuit board with a LED chip on it. Hold on. And now, just like any LED, there's two ways you can put it in there, and it'll only light up one way. So the first time I was wrong, and the second time I was right. So now we'll get this up in here. Get it. Oh, put it in the hole.
That's what she said. Yeah. Yeah.
So here we are in the truck again. Ripped the liner down out. There's 4 nuts in this. There's one out here, and then 2 right where the switch is at right here. Oh, that came unplugged. I didn't even unplug that. That came unplugged by itself. And then there's 4 pins. So after you take those 4 screws out, you're gonna have to pull on it and hopefully not break it.
Hey, that's what she said.
But then that gives you access to the license plate lights. So we're gonna go ahead and replace these with LED bulbs and see what they look like. Okay, so as you can see, one lit and the other one didn't, and that's because I have to switch it around in the socket. So pull it out, switch it around, put it back in, boom. That's how LEDs work. So don't get discouraged. You put LEDs in something and they ain't working. Alright, so the next ones I'm going to do is the map lights here and the passenger lights back there. So what you're going to do is get a little screwdriver and pop the lens down out, and then I'm going to change them, and then I'll show you what they look like. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks good. It gives your car kind of like that updated look. Now, I use those small ones I used everywhere else up here, but the back one was like, it looked like a fuse. It's one of those kind of bulbs, and I actually got several different packs of LEDs, so I did have one that fit that, and it matches just like that one. And although it's not really time to bolt the hood on because it still needs to be painted, I'm gonna throw the hood on because I just want to get it fitted. Then I'm gonna throw the bumper on. It's over there, and just get it fitted. Now I'm not putting any of the grills or anything into the bumper. I'm not gonna put the washer nozzles on the hood. I just want to get it all fitted up and make sure that everything lines up, and we're not gonna have any difficulties. So let's start doing that. Well, I got it fitted up kind of where I want it, but I'm a little frustrated because hey, right there's a dent in this hood. We're gonna fix this. I mean, it's going to paint, so right now is the time to do body work when we're gonna do it. I'm gonna try to bend that. It's just down a little bit. I'm gonna try to bend it back up a little bit, and then we're gonna have to probably do body work on that, but we might not have to. It just depends on how easy I can get that back to shape. Okay, I got it pretty close, but we're gonna need some body putty there. Not very much, just enough to smooth that out. But it's looking a little bit better. So let me shut the hood and show you how this fit. It could fit better on this side, but this side had previous damage, so I'm just having problems with that fitting. This side fits perfect. It looks good. It fits really good. So let's get the bumper over here. Needs a couple fine-tuning adjustments, but honestly, that fits way better than I expected it to. Get this popped in there. The middle bracket there was bent, wasn't in shape. It needs to come out. As you can see the hood's overlaying over top of it. This is just the pin over here. I'm gonna have to move it a little bit. But besides that, I mean, like up to the headlights, everything, I'm more than thrilled with that. The foam's going to be covered. There's tow hook plugs and then the grill that covers all that. So, yeah, it's looking up. It's looking like a car. How about it? And well, kids, for my last magic trick, I want to fix this bumper. Like I said, how the headlight is back in too far. See how it's right up against the hood? I'm going to try to get this gap like this over here. So I need this. I'm going to get a tape measure, see how much it is. It's only like 1/8 of an inch, something like that. I'm going to open the hood. I'm going to find something solid on the engine or something I can measure from, and then try to get it to come out 1/8 of an inch. And like I said, there's 2 adjustments in the core support down here, and then you have to loosen everything else up here. So I'm going to work on that, and then we'll see if we can get this in the roundabout area where I want it. I'm pretty happy with that. I probably didn't get it the full 1/8 of an inch out. I probably got it a 1/16 of an inch. But what made it fit even better was it actually had a little bit of adjustment for the headlight to move out. So I slid that out, and that made it fit better over here in the fender area. And I had to bend this fender out just a little bit, and it kind of matches up. I mean, the level here, I can adjust that with the bump stop underneath the hood, but I have a gap here now. Not a large one, but I have a gap there now, so it's not hitting. I have a pretty even gap the whole way across, except for right here, which it can be done with the pins. Just, you can see that little bit of play I have right there. If it was in like that, it'd be perfect. So I can do that with the plastic pins and hold the bumper on. But yeah, I'm more than thrilled with that. And on other news, I'm pretty sure I just found an owner for this. I'll find out for sure on Saturday. They told me they was going to take it. So this is leaving. Then these parts are going to have to go to paint. I have some work to do on the Infinity, so we'll be pulling that in. I got some body work to do on this before I take them to paint. I decided I do want to do this little bit of body work on the front of this hood. If I'm doing that, I might as well do this. That little bit of a dent there in the front is very minimal. Very hard to see. I can't even get a good angle on it to see it. It's right here. So I might go ahead and mark that and then do that little bit of body work right there. And I think I'm gonna have to tap it down right here a little bit, but might as well make that stuff look good, even though this fender's not perfect. If I ever do decide that I'm keeping this car for a long period of time and I want it nice, then I'll redo this fender. And a shout out to Auxbeam. Look at this beam pattern. It's like perfect. I think I mentioned them in the last episode. I got these Auxbeam lights a long time ago for Ashley's car, and they didn't end up fitting her aftermarket headlights that were in it. And I just found out that they fit in this, and they look wonderful. They're good. I mean, they're bright, and the pattern's perfect. That cutoff line's awesome. So these are the Auxbeam. Look how dirty this box is. T1s, part number GD000045. They come with CAN bus controllers. They go in line with them so that it won't register on your dash as you having a light out, because these don't draw as much power as a normal bulb. But yeah, they look really good on there, and I'm happy with them. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on trucking. I'm not looking to get anything at the auction right now. Like I said, want to get this thing painted. We're going to do a little bit of work to the Infinity. So we have stuff to do here. But we will be going to the auction here soon enough, because this isn't going to take long to get painted, and the Infinity's not going to take long to get worked on. So after that, I will be headed to the auction. We will be looking for another vehicle. Not quite sure what I'm looking for. Honestly, I don't have a set project when I go into. I'm not like, I'm getting one of these, or I'm getting one of these, or a sports car, or something like that. I go and I look and I see which one is going to be the best deal for me at certain prices. Write down. I do my homework. Okay, I study prices of parts and stuff like that, and what some of them want for at auction, and what's the top dollar I can pay for stuff like that. And I, put a lot of thought and effort into it. I don't just bid. I've done that in the past, and it normally never pays out for me. So if you're excited to see more Scion upgrades and work, I plan on doing upgrades to this. I would like it if some companies would hit me up. I could do some product reviews for some stuff. Hit me up. And that's going to be the end of this one. So if you like this episode, hit that like button or hit the dislike button. I really don't get it. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. Check out my Teespring merch. Should be around the video somewhere. And we'll see you on the next episode of Unwrapped.